John Sanders here with Limitless Hoops. I look so small today. I'm not taking up so much of the screen. Why is my screen so small? Should it be bigger? I mean, I can make myself bigger, but I suppose. But then I'll be like maybe too big. I don't know. I'll keep it right here for right now. Anyways, what's going on, guys? We got games this weekend. We got what's up, Kieran and Declan Louth. All right, check in if you're here in the comment section. We have games this weekend. I believe we have games this weekend. I'm not even sure, dude. I mean, like, we have so many games all the time. I might just be saying that just because I'm taking for granted the games. But let's see if we actually have games. All right, so on our website, limitlesshoops.com or jamball.com, whichever one you want to go to. You can click right here for the weekly leagues. That's easy enough. Or you can scroll right here and click on weekly matchups. Either way, you get to this page, which is right here, and you get to see our schedule coming up here soon. All right, so we play against the Kings this weekend. All right, the Kings, they had a pretty good game last time against the Lightning. So I think that they should be able to either compete with us or like beat us. I'm not sure. So heads up for the Kings coming up. That's at 1 p.m. at Shadow Ridge for the 8th graders or 5th or 8th. You know what I'm talking about. And then after that we got the Lightning versus the Stars. So we play again, but play twice. I told you we have games, man. And then after that we got a JV game, the Lightning versus the Jags. All right, and then we have our tournament games. I'm going to try to find someone to play against the 3rd graders. I'm going to try again. I really don't know if that game's going to happen. We'll see. Then after that, we got Rev Up versus the Hornets. And then we actually have one more game. Wait. Oh, right there. I'm sorry. The Gremlins versus Rev Up. Then Rev Up versus the Hornets. There you go. So those are the championship games for our tournament. All right, and that's about it. I haven't scheduled any more games past that because the teams just haven't situated themselves yet. But I just sent out an email for other teams to add themselves. So heads up for even more games. Make sure that we're not just playing games, but that we're actually working out. Some people sign up for our program and they're like, when do you guys play games? What do you guys do? When do you guys play games? Well, I just had someone call me today and say, well, I got cut from this team. And I was like, well, would you like to one day be able to make that team? I said, well, how about further than that? We can make you so good that team will beg you to be a part of their program, and they will forget that they cut you. That's what our program does, and that's what we're all about. So let's make sure that we're focused on actually improving rather than just trying to play in these games. I know because games are so fun that it kind of takes away from the improving aspect of it, right? All right, so don't forget that. Anyways, let's move on to the quote of the day. Quote of the day is, we got dare to achieve. Dare to achieve. What does that mean? I think everyone thinks about the failure end of things so much so that we forget about the achieving side. And I think it's just as brave. So everyone's afraid to fail so they don't try. All right, but really, I mean, okay, if you don't try, you kind of already failed, right? So I would say that if you put forth effort, one of two things can happen. Either you're going to fail or you're going to achieve something. And if you truly wanted to achieve something, you wouldn't just avoid failure. So I would say putting yourself out there, it is like brave to try to succeed at something. All right, see it as a cat trying to jump from like the bed to like a shelf, right? All right, if it doesn't choose to jump, it will never achieve its goal of annoying the crap out of you, but it will never achieve its goal. It might fall down and break its head, but if it stays there, it hasn't done anything at all. All right, so when you dare to achieve, you're also daring to fail. Those things go hand in hand. Don't forget the achieving part, because when you just think, I'm daring to fail, I don't think that quite works for the human like mentality. I think that you also need to dare to achieve. And there's another quote that says, "Don't fear your own greatness." I think it's like that. It's like that too. Or if you're from the Spider-Man world, a great quote is, what is it? With great power comes great responsibility. Right? You have a responsibility unto yourself in this regard. So, yes, that is the quote of the day. Dare to achieve. All right, dare to achieve. I'm gonna go out of order again. I like going out of order because I have this whole thing. All right, but this time we're gonna go straight down to the poll question. of the day. The poll question of the day is Stephon Marbury a Hall of Famer? I think this is just such a great question. When I first heard this question, I was like, oh, dude, is he? I mean, that is okay. Because so this guy, if you don't know who he is, who he was a really popular player. Not just a popular player, but also an all-star like every year, I would think. He's also the franchise player. And in his own words, when he answered this question, he says, my numbers are Hall of Fame. Tell you that much right now. Right? So he knows, based off of this, that he's borderline. I mean, what is that? That's 18 points a game, 21, 22, 24, 22, 20, 20, 22. All right, but the problem is this. Here's the problem. The problem is Stephon Marbury wasn't a winner. And I don't mean in the way where like it's like Dame Lillard wasn't on a winning team. I mean in a way where it's like this is like they thought he was a cancer. They thought he was a hot dogger. They thought he wasn't a true point guard, so he kind of messed up the whole game. They thought all these things first. Then he goes from, what team was it? The New Jersey Nets to the Suns, I believe. I think that was it. And he gets traded for Jason Kidd. Okay? Now, the year prior, okay, their teams stay exactly the same. Just these two players get traded, okay? The Suns were having a good year with Jason Kidd, but not a great year, but a good year. The Nets like sucked, okay? But they had like Stephon Marbury. I think this is the way that it went. I really do. All right. If I'm wrong, please correct me. All right. But when they get traded, all of a sudden the Suns suck, okay? Call it what you will. Maybe like a coincidence. I don't know. But then the Nets become this eventual NBA Finals team. Yeah, they also added like Vince Carter afterwards. That was afterwards. I'm saying immediately when they added Jason Kidd, they became this team. Immediately when the Suns lost Jason Kidd, they became this team. Now Jason Kidd is a Hall of Fame player. We're not trying to say is Stephon Marbury as good as Jason Kidd right now, but they were on the same level in terms of like accolades, kinda. I mean, he was kind of up there, but it drastically fell. So not only did he have this like look on his face, like I'm better than you, and like this like kind of aura, and this like, and then he also had like his numbers didn't really quite match up with in terms of assists because he would throw like fancy passes rather than just the regular pass and things like that. It also got backed up with the win-loss record. So I say, if you don't want to be judged by your win-losses, because that could be anyone's fault, then don't come in with that attitude. You can't have it both ways. And then through all this stuff, his NBA career was like kind of shortened, and then he decides to go over to China, where he becomes a legend. All right, this is the fun part of the story. So he becomes a legendary player there. Gets a statue made for him because they want to keep him and things like that. And it's just this weird Stephon Marbury story. And is he a Hall of Famer? I think just by name alone he's a Hall of Famer, but by what he did for the league, maybe he doesn't get in. But he's as borderline as they've ever been, and I'm interested to see where it goes. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Is Stephon Marbury a Hall of Famer? All right, next thing, we're gonna bounce right back up to our itinerary for the day. All right, things that we got going on. I'm gonna mix these two things together today. Okay, I'm gonna try a hybrid practice. Because whenever we go shooting for an hour, the 30 minutes is not long enough for the team stuff. So I'm gonna mix in the team stuff and go back and forth. So like after form shots, we can do tip drill. Then after over the backboard shots, we can do one-on-one wing like that. So we're gonna go back and forth with this one to try to have some fun with it. So maybe at the end of the practice, we will have the 3-point contest. What's up, Weston? All right. So bring your coins. We also have Connor is showing up today. It would be great. Kieran, if you could bring a coin to beat Connor, because we've done it before to a high schooler. A high schooler who left our program, Dennis Pomazanov, who later came back. He also just hit him up today. We talked, but yes, he left our program. Then he comes back to our program, and he remembers the second grade kid that we used to have Calvin. And Calvin's now a fifth grader. And Calvin goes against this junior Dennis who thinks he's all that. And we were there actually in front of the parents too. It was funny. All the parents were there. It was like for like a special thing. We had a three-point contest. And Calvin blitzed him in the three-point contest. And we were like, where you been, dude? Where you been, man? Now a fifth grader can beat you. Remember when he was just a baby? So that would be cool if Kieran maybe could beat Connor, who finished top 10 in three-pointers in Colorado this year in high school. So he probably thinks he's pretty good, but he might just blast you guys. I don't know. So bring your coins, please. But yes, we have form shots to begin with, then tip drill. Tip drill for athleticism, things like that, for stamina and everything else. Then we have over the backboard shots for high arcing shots. That Kieran just shot a great high arcing shot. He said that the ball slipped out of his hands, something like that. I don't know what happened on that play, but yeah, it went sky high, but it went in. All right, so yeah, we're practicing shooting over big people. Then we got one-on-one wing, one-on-one rebound. That's a great drill, physical drill. I might have to step in for this drill. Oh no, I'm about to knock someone out, boys. But yes, we want to get physical with it. Then we got the Between the Legs series, which is a great change of direction series. Great change of direction series. We have not done this one in a long time. I don't have video of it. Sorry to not be able to help you guys, but it's between the leg, behind the back, to either shot, pump, or hesitate, crossover, and then to the basket. Or I think that's about it. Oh no, you also can go to the basket between your legs for a layup. All right. Then we got the Legend Series. The Legend Series, the Manu Ginobili layup, the Rajon Rondo fake, and then the Akeem Olajuwon double fake. All right. And then we also have nod and help equals points, so we can play a little bit off this. So when you play like 3-on-3 or even 5-on-5, right? When you're playing out there in games, it is like this game. You should be trying to get the other team to not be in help side. You should be trying to swing the ball and then cut, swing it and cut. When I see you guys out there, I'm always yelling, cut to the basket. And I was yelling like face cut the other day and no one was doing it. But yeah, they face cut against us. And so face cut. Tails is probably the best cutter on our team. You got to cut to the basket. All right, you want to tire them out. Don't worry about tiring yourself out. You're going to tire the defender out, but also move the offense around, get in the flow. But when you do this, if they're not in help side, that's when you attack. So you want to try to get them to not be in help side. So think about defensively. What would be hard for you to stay in help side? If you had to stay still all day, or if you had to run through, chase through screens, run through weak side, go there, close out, blah, blah, blah. It would be harder, right? So make it hard on them. So you get points if you're not in help side, or if the other team's not in help side. And so try to do that. Then we got zone 1 or 2 guard front, where if they're in a 1-3-1, we got a 2 guard front. If they're in a 2-3, we got a 1 or a 3 guard front. We always want to go odd versus even. Odd versus even so that we can offset their defense. Then we got scissors shots. That's just between our legs to shoot. It's a great drill for stamina and for shooting, for dribbling as well. I love it when it includes all 3 of those things. And we have 16 plus seconds up by 4 plus points. If there's 30 seconds left and you're up by 4, you got to manage the clock. You got to break the press and you got to hit free throws. Those are the main things. So managing the clock means don't hurry. You're good. All right, get the ball past half court means you break the press. That means that you flash to the right spot. You stay very, very aware of what's happening, and then you don't lose the ball. And I mean, a la who lost the ball the other day? Taz. All right, yeah, you don't want to lose the ball. You want to keep the ball in your hands, and then you want to knock down your free throws because they have to foul you. All right, so it's all those things. And then before our three-point contest, we'll have offensive rebound tips. So we'll play again. If you get an offensive rebound, even a tip, it counts as a point because going for the ball counts, even if you don't get it. So I want you guys to get used to going for every single ball. Then we'll have the three-point contest where Kieran's about to upset Connor. Bring that coin, because it doesn't count if you don't bring a coin. All right. Anyways, moving on to some behind-the-scenes action. What's going on behind the scenes? All right, behind the scenes, I finished my page that I was talking to you guys about. It's our brand identity. All right, it's not so interesting to you guys, but it's interesting to me because we're gonna have merch, like all this stuff right here. All right, and like a whole bunch of merch, but it has to match colors and things like that. And again, I'm doing this so I can be professional. So I want you guys to follow suit. I want you guys to be as professional as I'm trying to be. We have all these things. Every single team has their own thingamabobbies, okay, but you can just search through them like this. So if you want to see the Centennial Dragons, you bring it up like that. If you want to see, let's say, all the teams, but then you want to see just the color icons, oh, you can bring those up. Or you can see just the slogans. There you go. Here go the slogans for each team. Our slogan would be your own hero. But every team has their own given slogan like that. The Jokers and things like that, because I want to create an identity for these teams. I want to create a world for these teams to like live in. And in the NBA, they have this world, and you guys can buy each of these outfits. Your parents can buy them, and you're going to create this culture that will be easy to try so hard at. Because imagine if you were in the NBA making $1 million. Would you be able to work hard? Maybe not, but you'd have more of a chance to work hard, right? Because you have all this incentive to work hard, right? I want to create a world full of incentive, and it starts with all this stuff. Actually, it's crazy how it includes this stuff, but it definitely does. So that's just all the stuff that I use for our advertising people. It gives you different ways to download it and things like that. It's very, very strange. And if you're really, really into it, just by any stretch of the imagination, you can try to click on one of our logos. That is really, really neat. Okay, you can click on the Broomfield Stars, and then click on this logo right here and click on the CSS of it. If you click on the CSS, it brings you to how I actually made our ambergram logo with all this code. It's really crazy if you guys are into code by any chance. But anyways, that's just some behind the scenes stuff. Very, very random. Who's doing the homework? All right, we got homework. You are what you do, not what you say you do. Weston's back with the athletic finish. Nice job. You fake behind the back. There's stuff that we're doing on Friday, Declan. Between the Legs series. So you guys get to see a glimpse of our Between the Legs series. The Legend series as well. Nice job. So if you guys need hands for that, you can. Hello. Wait. What was his score? 7-minute shooting for Kieran was trying at 27. Someone did post a 7-minute shooting. Let's see what his score was. And I'm going to add it to our site right now. That was Lincoln. What was his 7-minute shooting? 14 points. Lincoln. I'm going to add it to the list. Great job. I see you, Lincoln. I'm adding that to my to-do list to add, actually. All right, Lincoln. And just so I know what it's talking about, it's probably like, later on I'll be like, what does Lincoln mean in my to-do list? Assassinate Lincoln? No. This is Lincoln with the 7-minute shooting. All right, there you go. All right, so I'm added to my to-do list. Great job to everybody who's doing homework. I love it when y'all doing some work, man. I love it. All right, next thing we got is some health and fitness stuff, just because we're going back and forth with it. Watch this. So Gabby and I were talking about strength.
I'm telling you though, if you combining lifting weights
with
your sport.
Say it here. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Combining lifting weights with your sport is super important.
Wait, how can you combine lifting weights with a sport like basketball, like dribble heavier basketball?
No, you get that bench press in because those muscles, same muscles are shooting.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're talking about weight training with sports. All right, oftentimes being stronger helps you with your sport, but not just being stronger, but not just being like stronger, like I can lift more. Being stronger with like I'm more stabilized to the point where you're not getting injured and things like that. All right. So I just saw a great example of this was race car driving. All right, race car drivers from freaking all the little videos I'm watching online have enormously strong necks because of the G-force just pushing them. They have to have strong necks. They're like, watch this, and this guy can like lift like 100 pounds with his freaking like neck, and they're like, you can't move a guy's like neck if he's like a race car driver. And I was like, I never knew that muscle even existed, and it's so weird. And then like I don't know, it's like all their training is geared toward having a stronger neck. It's just weird like that, right? But with basketball, what is our thing in basketball? Jumping, correct? And not getting our freaking like ACLs torn, right? You can do strength for preventative injury things. Like we have enormous ankle issues in basketball, so we should take care of those strengths, all right? So don't just get stronger to be faster, but be stronger to prevent it. And yesterday we were doing our escape dribbles. I was like, push off as hard as you can in practice. Why? To get stronger. Wait, is it story time? Okay, you know what? It's story time. I want to see what I'm talking about for story time. Let's watch it.
Sure.
All right, so I remember, here's a story. In college, we were skipping out on squats. My partner and I, Daniel, he was one of the starters as well. Still playing pro to this day, so he's good. All right? And we skipped squats for maybe a month. All right? Then we're watching some film, and the coach goes, out of nowhere. He didn't know this. He didn't know that we were skipping squats. He points to us two, and he goes, why are Daniel and John, why do you guys keep falling during the games? And we looked at each other and we were like,
Uh-oh.
and it was because our legs were just weaker, and during the course of a long season, it was tougher and tougher and
Skipped
tougher.
leg day.
Don't skip leg day. Yes. That is a true story. We were skipping squats and like literally couldn't keep ourselves up in games. And I noticed that Kieran and Noah both did this, where they would drive and then they like lost their footing without anyone fouling them. Their legs were weaker, maybe because they were tired or whatever. But if your legs aren't strong, you will fall. I mean, like, so just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself out there, and it starts with strength. All right. Next thing is our story of the day. Watch it. Parents, often ironically, say they refuse to force their children to do only one sport, as they force their child to do many sports instead. But this is just as criminal for the kid who is capable of delving deeply. Parents should focus less on which activity is chosen and more on how successful habits are accrued. All right, so people always forget that you're probably not going to the NBA. Like, I don't know why. They just like always just go like you. They say at first you're not gonna make the NBA, but then all of a sudden they're like, no, you must do this or you won't have as much chance. Blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, I thought that they weren't gonna make the NBA, and the kid's begging to play like lacrosse only. They're like, no, you must play more than just lacrosse. You must play baseball. You must play soccer. You must play tennis. You must play this. It's like, dude, if the kid hates those sports, why even like put him in those sports, right? And you're like, well, because I don't know which one he's gonna be the best at. And he has a chance to blah, blah. It's like, dude, if he doesn't have a passion for it, he won't be the best at it. Who cares if he goes through one sport and like, ends up not liking that sport afterwards and then isn't good at this sport? Who cares? It's just a sport. It doesn't matter so much, okay? But the reason why we play sports is to accrue, to gather as many different positive traits as possible. Like dedication, like accountability, like earnestness, like teamwork, like all this other stuff that you want to do. And you can do that through any sport, even like debate, all right? Maybe you won't stay as in shape during debate, but yes. So that's what parents need to focus on. So I say, if the kid wants to play every sport and you can afford it, have him play every sport. If the kid wants to play one or two sports, have him play that. If the kid wants to just quit all these sports and just play this one sport with one year, have him do that. But have them play them well. All right, that's the thing. Have them go through it tough. Have them try their hardest at it, and have them like learn all these good habits so that they can go and go and go and go. So people say it's a crime to not let your kid play every single sport. No, it's a crime to force them to do anything, really. But besides, like, eat certain foods and like go to sleep on time. But like if you're forcing them to like play this sport versus that sport versus this versus that, that's mean. If you're forcing them to not do that, that's mean. Just in this regard, with their passions at stake, let them go with their passions. Even if their passion is like cheerleading, let them do it. But make sure that they do it well. So that's to all the parents out there. Let's check the trivia question today. Trivia question today is, it's a fun one. We got, during his NBA career, this player went from 270 pounds to 380 pounds and was once released from the Harlem Globetrotters for showing no appreciation for what it takes mentally and physically to be a Globetrotter. I know you guys were thinking of a certain person, but it's not that person. Who is it? That's why I added the second part. He was a Globetrotter as well. The guy kicked off the freaking Globetrotters? Who is this guy? Oh man, 270 to 380 pounds is not normal. Okay, I know you're thinking they're both big. No, think about that. You went from 27 to 38 pounds. That's not normal. To go up by nearly like 50% of your weight is a lot, especially when you're already an adult. This guy got huge. Who is this guy? And he went with the Harlem Globetrotters, and the Globetrotters were like, get out of here. Get out. You don't know what it takes to, quote unquote, mentally and physically to be a Globetrotter. That's gotta hurt. Alright. That's the guy right there, Oliver. Big O Miller. Yes. Oliver Miller was one of the most ballooned players in the history of the NBA. He got huge. He was already pretty big, but he got huge. He really, really did. Oh my God. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So health-wise, take care of yourself, please. Take care of yourself out there. And the last thing is our product review. Our product review is our backpacks. What do we think about these backpacks? I haven't bought backpacks in a while. We're gonna rebuy them again. Do you guys have any other backpacks that you like?
3 basketball bag.
So we have these. You've seen it all online. That's how we got it. Now, I definitely like these basketball bags, but it's been a couple of years since we've actually got them. We just ordered the new basketballs, so we need some basketball bags that have basketball holders things in them, right? I showed you all of our all of our slogans and stuff like that, all our logos. Well, the logos are going to be emblazoned on these bags. Do you guys like these bags still? Have they gone out of style? Are other people making bags? Because again, I think I gave this like 5-star review. I believe it's 5 stars because they're awesome bags. Because you can take your shoes out, you can put them like this. It separates the clothes. I mean, it has all these different storage compartments. Only thing I don't like about it is you can't really feel like a computer in it. But I don't think little kids carry computers. I mean, you guys just carry basketballs and shoes and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think it's pretty much the perfect backpack, and I'm sure that they've improved too. How the mesh opens up and like lets it breathe, so then you're not stinky all day. Yo, that's a solid backpack, right? All right, but again, if you guys have any other ones, please send me links. If you have any opinions about which backpack that you happen to want, all right, send me links about them. Okay. Anyways, let's finish up by I want to see how many stars that I gave this backpack. I forgot. Let me see. Where do I talk about the stars? I know I gave it stars. I always give things stars. All right. Maybe I didn't give it any stars.
Search for our particular color, so I like to keep it simple, but you can get it in many different colors as well. So 0.3 backpacks, definitely the best one that we've tried that holds basketball. Overall backpacks in the world, I don't know, but as for a basketball backpack, this one's the best. All right, so thank you 0.3 backpacks. We will use these for years to come, and that's all that I've got. All right.
I didn't give it any stars. That's crazy, but yes. All right. Anyways, let me know about backpacks. All right. Last thing is our quote of the day. Don't forget our quote of the day. I'll see you guys soon. All right, for our shooting/team workout. I'm gonna try something new so we can go back to back. But it's dare to achieve. Don't forget your coins. Dare to achieve. This is about that too. You might win this. Bring a coin, Weston. Bring a coin. Win. And then you're going to have so much momentum going into the next workout. You're like, I won. Don't just be afraid of losing. I'm not trying to tell you to gamble all your coins away. I'm just saying, if you think you're a good shooter, prove it. All right. Anyway, that's my time. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace out, everybody.